Hello, in response to individual sovereignty and a case against gun control, I could have been in favor of a couple of the other articles, but I guess I'm supposed to do a rebuttal. My name is Bill Watkins, poet, writer, and someone might call me religious or spiritual minded, sober 16 years, rely on a power greater than myself to have health and believe in the spirit and something bigger than us. I preface anything I say with that because when we're talking about murder, killing, and right next to that, killing as defense, I don't believe in it. And to take out morals from the Constitution or from lawmaking is immoral and illogical to me. Morals have to fit in, beliefs do fit in, and I think that there are some debatable items out there that some could call a product, something you own, can buy or sell, that are debatable as to whether they're products or vices, whether they are, I think product with the word PRO in it, connotes something that's positive or does a service. And these are debatable things. I look at actually two quote products that I think are vices kind of next to each other, maybe for a future PoliQuads presentation or publication. We can look at alcohol and alcohol as drink, look at the science of it, the religion of it, different things. I bring it up here because this one and guns are in the same category for me. Cigarettes may go in there also, but the United States has done a pretty good job at legislating against cigarettes. Really hit cigarettes hard in the 1960s, hit cigarettes in 1970 with a criminal president, Richard Nixon. He got a couple things right. One of them was to sign a legislation to ban cigarette ads on television. So for another day, I hope we look at alcohol and what's happened with that. Guns is in a similar category to me. Some are gonna call guns a product or a service or defense. Okay, add one more word, security. I don't. I think they're loud, aggressive, fear-based, and forget morals and religion, just go into science. I've written a poem I'm going to share along with this video that I called The Old Argument. It was written for the Los Angeles Police Department. I sent it on a Monday night in March of 2016. On the next day, whether coincidence or not, I had been working on lethal force policy concepts along with Black Lives Matter and other people there with LAPD Police Commission for about a year and a half. The day after, do a Marco Rubio / Donald Trump real quick. Excuse me. The day after I sent the poem in to the police commission, they announced a new lethal force policy, which includes de-escalation. It really is about de-escalation, about not pulling for your gun. The old argument is, I'm talking about a police officer here, could be a private citizen too. The old argument is he or she, he had a gun, so I had to shoot him. This is an old justification. I might send in 3 poems, see what PoliQuads says, but those are my last 3 poems on this issue that I know of, or the old argument, talking about that, unjustified homicide, talking about that, kind of police related. Then I have a poem I wrote for the United States military called De-escalate. It's all the same kind of idea. I don't think guns are defense. Guns are offensive. They're offense. Murder and killing, let's just say shooting for the torso with a lethal weapon, firearm, religious-wise, is sinful to me. It's the wrong thing to do. But scientifically and for self-defense, here, as I'm a martial artist too, I just by studying the Tao Te Ching, I have a natural self-defense concept, higher power related and spirituality related. All of that tells me an opponent or an attacker's heart does not have to stop beating for them to no longer be a threat. This is the key concept. I shared with the LAPD, and a day later they changed their policy. But it was a year and a half working on that. I was going with LAPD, I was hitting them with religion. And then finally it occurred to me, I debated with a police officer one day on the phone, nice debate, like we're trying to do with PoliQuads, and after which I wrote this poem, The Old Argument, saying that there are a lot of ways to defend and without murdering someone, killing someone. Someone's going to split hairs. Well, it's not murder, it's self-defense. It's murder. Murder's murder. You shoot a human being for the torso, it's murder. Oh, but they were coming at me. Well, it's still murder. You're killing. I don't believe in it. Morals do play in. You can't separate morals from this. And as far as ownership of property and a product, I don't believe lethal weapons, especially assault weapons, are products. They're not positive. To me, they're vices. They're negative. So it's a perversion. I believe there's a perversion when on top of the words product or service when you're talking about alcohol, drugs, maybe cigarettes, and guns. These aren't just straight products that everyone can agree they're good. Therefore, the argument that guns are this property that we can all have a right to as Americans, it's an invalid argument because we haven't established that guns are a product, that guns are a service. A certain percentage of people are going to say it is. Some are going to say it's not. I'm someone who says it's not. It's a vice. It's negative. It's a perversion on what we can do in this country. And then there's bigger conversations off of this. I think we live cursed in this country to be violent. We started violent. We kicked Native Americans off of their land, who are in harmony with nature, not perfect people, but just in harmony generally with the terrain here. And we've been violent from the start. My people have. Pilgrims weren't, but John Smith and company were. I descend from the John Smith group, 1607. We came as a military op. We came to steal land and to get famous and to make money. And that attitude is still among us. We were slave-owning people too, my people. So it's sins all over the place. And there's a lot to work on in this country. You can't work on anything or change anything without admitting the truth. And around gun control, what is the truth? I believe the truth is closer to the Sixth Amendment than the Second, closer to the Sixth Commandment than the Second Amendment. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Ancient Hebrew law trumps a perverse man-made law made in the 1780s and 1790 saying it's okay to kill people sometimes. That's garbage, and it's associated and it's right alongside of we can kill off Native Americans because they're not really people. They're brown and they look different than us, and they don't dress well and they don't look proper. They're not real people. We've been doing this forever. How to justify killing, how to justify getting rid of people, how to justify enslaving people, how to justify not paying them back, how to justify killing John F. Kennedy, how to justify keeping secrets at CIA, how to justify all kinds of evil. Let's stop. Maybe. All right. God bless. Peace.